Hey, Bastish B for 64K and welcome to episode 16 of Pop Culture Quick Bytes. And welcome back. So in today's episode I'm going to have a look at the CRPG Book by Bitmap Books, which was released in April 2019. Okay, so as the name suggests, CRPG Book. The C here stands for Computer RPG. So this is a complete history of computer video game RPGs from 1975 right up to 2015. It's got 528 pages full of reviews and retrospectives on all these games. This is obviously not every single RPG ever released, but it covers a lot. There's over 400 reviews. So that's a pretty insane amount. As you can see, this is hardcover. This is top quality Bitmap Books at its best, as per usual. This is the regular version. There's also a special edition you can order. It comes in like a slipcase. It comes with graph paper, to like map your way through those pesky old dungeons. It also has some postcards and a poster. I just chose the regular one because I'm not interested in any of that. These books also come with a PDF, so if you want to check it out on your iPad or whatever you want to use it for, it comes with that as well. So before we go any further with the review, let's take a closer look at the contents of the book. Here's a nice look at the cover art. It's really well done. It kind of reminds me of old big box PC games. Here's the contents, all the games reviewed, just gives you just an impression of how many there actually are. There's also some bonus chapters up here, but I'll tell you about those later. The bulk of the book though is reviews. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the main sections of the book now. I would say it's broken down into about 8 major parts. Like I said earlier, it's the complete history of CRPGs from 1975 to 2015. They've broken it down into 4-year periods, so it's kind of like 75 to 79, that's one section. There's about 8 of these right up to 2015. So we're going to have a look at the book right now. I'll show you every single section, all 8 of them. I'll just show you 2 brief reviews from each section so you can get like a kind of a overall impression of the kind of games that are reviewed in here. Obviously, like I said, there's over 400 reviews, so I'll just give you a little taste of each one. I don't want to spoil everything. You definitely want to go through this yourself and just savor all the goodness. And yeah, we have at the beginning of gaming, 1975 to 1979. You got the Atari 2600 and the first computers were introduced. A Calibeth, the precursor to Ultima, was in this period, as well as Dungeon Quest. You got 1980 to 1984, the birth of the home computer and MS-DOS. You got games like Rogue, where the roguelike comes from, and Wizardry. 1985 to 1989, this is where console gaming was introduced. You got Bard's Tale by Interplay and Deathlord by EA. 1990 to 1994, we got a massive jump in graphics and sound. You got Ultima 5, Eye of the Beholder, the massive dungeon crawler. 1995 to 99, 3D was introduced. You got Diablo during this period, as well as the original Fallout. 2000 to 2004, the rise of the modern game industry. This gave us really powerful 3D accelerator cards and really powered up consoles. We got Baldur's Gate 2 during this period, and Elder Scrolls 3, 2000 to 2009. The modern era of multi-platform AAA games. Social media started to creep in. You had Steam with digital distribution. You got Jade Empire by BioWare and The Witcher by CD Projekt Red. 2010 to 2014, this is the freedom to play however you want kind of time. VR, Twitch streaming, games that were a lot more open-ended like Mass Effect 2 and Dragon's Dogma that let you go around and complete the game however you wanted to. So I just wanted to talk about the reviews themselves. Now, this book is obviously massive with hundreds and hundreds of games covered. There's over 100 different reviewers reviewing these games, so you get quite a big melting pot of different opinions. Of course, they're covering games that are great. That's the whole point of this book. These are covering excellent games. So obviously the reviews are positive. But they don't shy away from mentioning some of the pitfalls of some of these games, so it's actually real reviews, so they are pretty damn cool. Usually in these types of books, you just get the the main information of who made it, when it was released. You get the basic story and maybe some bulletin points on like some of the features. You don't usually get like a kind of a detailed old style review, you know, something you would have read in like PC Gamer or Zap64 or whatever video game magazine you used to read. Also of note is the reviews. They are either 1-page or 2-page spreads depending on the importance of the game. Obviously, like say like the original Fallout is significant, it gets 2 pages. Something like The Immortal will get 1 page. So you get enough information about the ones that really matter, plus obviously good info on the other ones. So there's also a bunch of smaller interesting chapters in this book. Let's check them out briefly and I'll show you what they are. And here we got further adventures, a whole bunch of more chapters. This is 1982, 1987, the birth of the Japanese RPG. Got a couple pages here with some of the most significant games in that genre. Fan translations, they also go through a few of these, like SD Snatcher for the MSX2. You also got games you'll likely never play, a bunch of cancelled games, and a glossary for newbies. Okay, so I've covered Bitmap Books before. I've covered the Amiga one, and I've also covered the recent point-and-click adventure books. Excellent tomes. I've got a whole bunch of other ones of theirs which I haven't even made videos of yet, which I will get to eventually. They're a little bit older, but it doesn't matter. Top quality. As per usual, this is excellent, not only in terms of presentation, but obviously context. It's brilliant. I can't even imagine the amount of man hours that must have gone into making this. It's so meticulous. What I would say about this though, if you are an RPG fan, even if you're a console gamer RPG fan, this might be interesting to you. The reason why I say that is a lot of these games were converted to consoles in various different versions. The book does mention what consoles these came out for, so if it came out on the NES or the original Xbox or whatever, it is mentioned here. So it might be interesting to you if you're an actual RPG fan. You can still see the history of it, the computer versions, and you can also get a good insight into those games as well. They're pretty much the same for the most part. Some obviously versions of games are different, but you still get a good overall feeling of it. So if you are a hardcore RPG console gamer, this still might be a good look. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, the brief little look into this book. Obviously I didn't show everything. I want to leave like some sort of mystery for you when you check it out. There's a lot of good stuff in here. Obviously I'll leave a link in the description so you can get to Bitmap Books if you want to order this book. Fantastic stuff. Thanks for joining me, Bastish B at 64K. If you can like and subscribe, that'll be greatly appreciated, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.